Grishma. What are the topics we studied in the last class? Grishma. Grishma, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What are the topics we studied in the last class?
Wait, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Background properties.
Background properties, then
Borders
borders,
and
properties, then
different CSS properties.
different.
Hello, ma'am.
Tell me. I'm able to hear you. Tell me.
Different CSS properties.
Different CSS properties. What then have you studied under different CSS properties?
What, ma'am?
What and all you have studied under different CSS properties?
Fonts, font family.
That comes under where? Font properties, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we didn't study about text properties.
Yes, ma'am.
And then hmm, I think you opened the book today, correct? So last class we studied about text properties. Okay. To give some examples like text align, decoration, direction, transformation, space between the word, letter. Okay, background properties, how to view background color, background image. Okay, how to position the background. Okay, how to give the size to the background image. Okay, coming to borders, how to view the border style, color, width. Okay, moving on to the next topic, spacing. Okay. So spacing, so we are going to study two important topics in this, margin and padding. Okay, so margin and padding. So I'll discuss this. So padding is nothing but it's a space between the contents and its border. Okay. So I will view border to the view. Okay, first I will view the border to the view. So then it will be easy to understand. So I have given border to the view. So this is my view tag. Okay, and now I'm giving padding. Okay, so padding has four options. As you can see here, padding there are four options. You can give padding bottom, padding left, padding right, and padding top. And there is one more shorthand that is called as padding. Okay. So in this padding shorthand property, you can give all these four values. Okay, so I will tell you. Okay, so first I'll give padding top. Okay, so that is the space between the content top and the border. Okay, so content top and the border. Look at the difference. Okay, padding the top, I'm giving 10 pixel. Look at the difference. Okay, can you see the space change? I'll make it as 50. Okay. So you can see the space between the content and the top border. Okay, it has become 50 pixel. Okay, so that space is called as padding space. Okay, so this is padding is nothing but the space between the content, okay, text content and its border. Okay. Same way you can give padding left, padding right, padding bottom. Okay, so now it is padding left. Okay, so again you can give padding bottom. So padding bottom. Okay. So now what you can do is Instead of specifying padding top, bottom, right and all, you can go with the single value. Okay, single value, that is padding. Okay, you can just use one property padding. Okay, and you can use four values. Okay, so 10 pixel. Okay, so whatever you write first, it is bottom padding. Okay, so this is bottom value. Okay, next what you write, it is top value. Okay, so top value, and next what you write, it is left value. Okay, and next is right value. So this order is important. First it is bottom value. Okay, bottom space value. Okay, top space value, left space value and right space value. Okay, so in this just one padding property, you can give all the four values. Okay, so look at the difference. Okay, so now I have given padding bottom is how much? 10 pixel. Okay, so this is 10 pixel. Okay, then padding top 5 pixel. Okay, left 6 pixel and right 40 pixels. Okay, so this is padding. So moving on to the next one, margin. Okay, so same way in margin there are four values: margin top, margin bottom, margin left, margin right, and there is a one shortened. Okay, same as padding. You have a shortened property margin. Okay, wherein you can give all the four values. What happened? Any problem? You can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So margin, okay, it is used to create space around the elements. Okay, space around the elements. Okay, not the border. Okay, so around the element, if you want to give the space, you can go for margin. Okay, so here I will give margin. Okay, so this is I'm giving margin. Okay, top. Okay, for div, remember I'm giving margin. Okay, for div. So this is my div with the border. Okay, so first initially just bring back to the normal. Okay, so this is normal content. Okay, now I'll give margin top to 10 pixel. Okay, so that is the space between. Okay, space, okay, around the top. Okay, so here space, you can see the difference, 10 pixels. The difference. Okay, so 50 pixels. Okay, so 60 pixels. Okay, so it is not between the border and the content. It is used to create the space around the element. Okay, here I'm creating the space at the top. Okay. Same way you can go for margin left, or you can go for a single value margin. Okay, margin single property with four values, top, right. So this is, so this you remember it is top. Okay, this is top value. This is left value. Okay, so this is the right value, and this is one more. This is how you can use space around the, okay, element. Here it is div. Okay, so this is used to create space around the element. So padding, it is used to create space between the content and the border, but margin is used to create the space around the element. Okay, it's a very important question. Okay, and a very important property too. Okay, we can expect the questions in Viva and all. So what is the difference between padding and border? Okay. So that is about spacing property types. Okay. So in the exam, if they ask you explain spacing property types, okay, you have to explain this with the example. Okay. So moving on to the next one, sizing. So this is sizing property. Okay. So in this we have four properties: height, width, max height, max width, minimum height, minimum width. Okay, so this is normally if you want to give a height for an image. Okay, if I want to give a height for a div, I can go for height property. Okay, div is meant for giving width. Okay, width property. Okay, similarly you can specify what should be the maximum height. Okay, what should be the maximum height, what should be the minimum height. Let us understand with example. So I'll remove this margin. Okay. And I will give height. So for this, I have given the div height should be okay 50 pixels. Okay. So if at all you have one more paragraph, okay, inside this, okay, it will come at the bottom. You can see here it is coming out of the div. Okay. So you can adjust the height based on your requirement. Okay. Now I make it as 100. So this is the height. Okay, height is 100 pixel. Okay, and similarly you can give width. I'll give 10 pixel width. You can see what will happen to the content. Okay, if I'm giving the width 10 pixel, now I'll make it as 50 pixel. Okay, 500 pixel. Okay, so if I give 500, okay, height more than 50, it will get adjusted. Okay, so this is the height, width. Okay, this is the height 100 pixel and width is 500 pixel. You can keep it as 300. So like this you can. So like this you can adjust the height and width. You can also specify maximum height. What should be the maximum height? Now you can reduce this. So for this entire div, okay, the maximum height we are giving it as, okay, till here it is 200 pixel. Okay, so these are different properties. Okay, maximum height, maximum width. So these two are very important. Okay, when specifying height and width. Okay, normally when we design websites, we give height and width for elements. Okay. So moving on to the next one. Okay, so layout properties. Okay, so this layout properties: top, left, clear, display, float, then visibility, z index. Okay, so this all these properties we'll study in module 2. Okay, that is why I'm not going to explain here. Okay, because we are studying in detail all these properties in module 2. Okay, so moving on to the next important topic: cascade, how styles interact. Okay, how styles interact. Okay. Now in CSS, okay, there might be some cases where you end up in conflicts. Okay, for example, sometimes we may have a conflict. Okay. What we do is we create an ID selector. Okay, ID1, and similarly we also go for a class selector, class 1. Okay. Now what I do is, using ID selector, I give the color as red. And ID selector, we go for a dot and the name of the class, class 1. Okay, and give the color as green. Okay. Okay. Now the question is, okay, for this div, the text color will be what? Now there is a conflict. Okay, the browser is under conflict. Okay. So which color should be applied? Whether you have to go for a red or green. Which one will be applied? Any idea? Any guess? Which color text we are going to get? What will be the color of this div content? Hmm? See here. So here the browser is having the conflict, correct? Whether we have to go for ID selector or whether it has to take the class selector. Okay. Okay. Now in this case it is taking ID selector. Okay. Now to resolve those conflicts, okay, we have three principles. Okay, the first principle is inheritance. Okay, second principle is specificity. Okay, and the third one is location. Okay, so these are the three principles we are using in CSS to deal with the conflicts. Okay, so very important question. Explain cascading principles to deal with CSS conflicts. Okay, we have to explain all these three with the example. Okay, so we are studying inheritance, specificity, and location. So first one, we go for inheritance. Okay. So you have studied about inheritance, correct? In C++, in MOOCs concept, we have studied inheritance. So what is inheritance? The child will get the property, okay, of its parent, correct? Inheritance, correct? All the properties of the parent will be inherited by the child. Okay, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So it is one-way communication. No, sometimes I feel like nobody is there. Okay, so inheritance. Okay, the child will inherit the properties of its parent. Okay, so in CSS, okay, many but almost all CSS property affects not only themselves but also their children or descendants. Okay, so parent properties, whatever you have, properties, color, border, or uh, any other properties, okay, font family, okay, and most of the properties, whatever the parent is having, will also be given to the child, okay, or descendants. Okay, most of the properties, not all, but many properties. Okay, so look into this example. Okay, so here this is a tree structure for the HTML document. Okay, tree structure. So root tag is HTML. So inside that we have two tags, head tag and body tag. Okay, and inside head there are two tags, meta tag and title tag. Okay, and coming to the body, so we have h1, h2. Okay, and a paragraph, image, h3, div tag, paragraph tag. Again coming to paragraph, we have what type of tag is this? A tag. Why A tag is used? Why A tag is used? Puja. Why A tag is used? Puja is there?
Ma'am,
Okay. Why A tag is used?
to link from one point to another.
To add a hyperlink. Okay, we use A tag. A stands for anchor tag. Okay, it is a anchor tag. Okay. So next below that inside paragraph we have one anchor tag and a strong tag. Okay, to make the text content bold, strong tag. Okay, same way Inside div we have two paragraphs. Okay, and inside the paragraph to display, if you are displaying any time, okay, time information, you can go for this time tag. Okay, so time tag will slightly make the content of the time. Okay, the time will be displayed somewhat in italic format. Okay, so if you go for time tag, okay, so here you can make the difference, okay, from the other content. Okay, so like this we have different tags. Okay, now see the CSS property. Okay, so how did we give the property? So we have given for the body tags, the element selector we have used. Okay, so we have specified the element tag as body, and we have given these properties. Okay, font family. Okay, Arial. Okay, here I'm giving. So this is a parent. Okay, this is a parent. Body is a parent, and all other tags are the child. Okay, or descendants. Okay, so all these are descendants or child that comes under parent body tag. Okay, now for the body, I have given the font property font family as Arial. Okay, now if I give this font property as Arial, okay, now whatever the content you write, okay, H1, H2, paragraph, okay, or div, text, everything, okay, everything will be having this same font family Arial. Okay, so all the text, okay, whatever the text you write, okay, this is an example. Okay, this is an example. You have this content. Okay, so this is H1, H2, and you have paragraph, whatever you have. Okay, everything will be in Arial font. Okay, similarly, you have given color for body. You have mentioned color as red. Okay, you have mentioned color as red. Okay, so I can see this color red. Okay, so color red will be applied to all the contents. So H1, H2 paragraph, all the div contents will be having this color as red. So these two tags, I mean these two properties are inherited by all the child. Okay, so whatever the descendants we have under body, all will be having font family Arial and font color as red. Okay, and one more property, if you go for one more property, border. Okay, so border we have given color green and solid and 8 pt, 8 points. Okay, now since we are giving it for border, okay, for the body, okay, now only body will be having the border, okay, green color with 8 pt. Okay, you can see we don't have border for the div. You can see in this diagram we don't have any, only one border we have. Okay, we don't have border for div, we don't have border for image. Okay, even for paragraph we don't have border. Okay, so this border property is not inherited. Okay, so this border property is not inherited. Similarly, you are going for margin. Okay, so margin, so you can see here space. Okay, so this space what you see. Okay, so around the element, whatever you see, the space, it is 100 pixel. Okay, even that is not inherited. Okay, only for the body, parent will be having border and margin property. Okay, so you can say few of the properties, okay, they are inherited. Okay, and few properties are not inherited. Okay, so I'll give an example. Okay, now just to show, okay, what I do is I give border and the color property. Okay, border. So I have body, inside body I have paragraph, H1, div tag and all. Okay, now what is happening? Okay. All the content, okay, paragraph content, H1 content, div content, everything, okay, all are inheriting the color property and all are having the color red. Okay, but whereas this border property is inherited only by the body tag. Okay, only the body tag. Okay, So this body will be having this border. Okay. We don't have border for paragraph and div and all. We don't have. If you want, okay, we have to give particularly for the div. Okay, instead of body, you have to give one more div and you have to specify the border. Okay. So what I want to show here is, so few of the properties are inherited by the from the parent, and few properties are not inherited from the parent. Okay, so you can give this example, a simple example. Okay, so this is inherited property, and this one is not inherited property. Okay, now if I want to inherit a property, okay, I want, okay, I want the paragraph, okay, div, okay, whatever the tags we have inside body, I want them to inherit the property. Okay, this border property which is not inherited, I want to make them inherited. Okay. So for that, okay, if I want to make, it is possible to tell element to inherit properties that is normally not inheritable. Okay, if particular property is not inherited, you can make it as inheritable. Okay, by using inherit. Okay, so this is a property value we are using, inherit. Okay, so what I am doing, so now for the paragraph I am telling I want the border. Okay, that border should be inherited. Okay, that border should be inherited from its parent. Okay, so this is how you will make inherit. I'll show you in this example. Now what I do is I create, so I want now this paragraph, whatever you see, okay, paragraph, okay, they don't have border. Okay, now what I do is I want them to inherit from the parent. Okay, the parent is body. So I use a keyword inherit. Okay. So this is a keyword inherit. So you can see, okay, the paragraph, whatever the paragraph, I have how many paragraph? 1, 2, okay. So for this, the parent is body, correct? Parent is body, okay. For this paragraph, the parent is div, okay. For these two paragraph, the parent is div, okay. Direct parent, it is getting only from the direct parent, okay. So these two paragraph, okay, they are having the body as the parent, okay, and from them they are inheriting the border property. Is it clear? You can see the difference. Okay, so this paragraph, okay, first and second paragraph, which is directly the child of body tag, okay, is getting the border 10 pixel dotted green. Okay, is it clear? Any doubt in this example? Any doubt in the inheritance concept? So like this, you can give one simple example. Okay. So in their textbook, they have given some lengthy documents, okay, HTML document with many properties and all. Okay. So if you to save the time, okay, you can create your own example like this simple examples. Okay, and you can write in the exam. Any doubt in this? Any doubt? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Understood? Please respond. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
No doubt, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So this is about inheritance. Okay. So in this, coming to this example, okay. So what they have done? So for them, inside div, I have a paragraph. Okay. So div is the parent and p is the child. Okay. So now for div, I have given font weight. Okay. Margin and border. Font weight is inheritable. Okay. The font weight is inheritable. Okay. But margin and border, they are not inheritable directly. Okay. If at all I want to make it inheritable, then I have to specify border margin inherit keyword. I have to use this value inherit. Okay. So if I use this, then this is what I'm going to get. Okay, so div will be having, okay, div will be having border, okay, and the margin. Okay, same way, even the paragraph, they also will be having a margin and the margin. Okay, this is a margin space and the border. Okay, so this is the example. Okay. This is what the diagram. So moving on to the next principle. Okay, so specificity. So next one is specificity. So in specificity, it tells how browser determines which style rule to take precedence when more than one style rule could be applied to the same element. Okay, so it is telling which style rule to take precedence. Okay, if more than one style rule is applied to the same element. I had given the example, right? So I am using for the paragraph ID and class selector. Okay, so ID selector, they have their own one rule. Okay, similarly class selector, I have one rule. Okay, I have given first rule as color green, and in ID selector I have given class color as red. Correct. Now in this case, okay, we have to, the browser has to determine which rule has to be applied. Okay, the paragraph should get which rule, the class rule or ID rule. Okay. Now look into this example. Okay, so in this example we have, so this is the content of the document. Okay, this is the content of the document. So here we have body. Okay, so body tag, we have given font weight as bold and color as red. Okay, and similarly we have one or three div tag. Okay, so for div, again I have specified, okay, font weight as normal. Okay, so remember here I have specified entire body font weight as bold. Again, I am repeating the same property and I am telling for div it is normal. Okay, and color is magenta. Okay, somewhat like pink it will display. Okay, this pink color it will display. Then paragraph. Okay, so paragraph I'm specifying color green. Okay, and here, okay, so for the entire paragraph, I'm telling element selector I'm using and telling color is green. Okay, so this is element selector. Okay, again, I'm using class selector and using class selector, I am telling color should be blue. Okay, again, I'm using ID selector. Okay, so this is also for paragraph. Okay, this is also for paragraph. Okay, but I'm telling now you can see here I have ID as well as class selector. Okay, I'm telling in the ID selector the color should be orange and the font size should be 16 pt. Okay, so this is, there is a confusion. Okay, there are several rules. Okay, now the browser will be in confusion which property should apply, whether the paragraph should have color green or it should have blue or it should have orange. Okay, similarly the whether the color should be red. Okay, the entire, since I'm applied color for the body red. Okay, whether the red color should be applied for all the content. Okay, whether the font weight should be bold for the entire content or should I go it for the normal content, font weight as normal. Okay, so there is a lot of confusion here. Okay, in this property, okay, CSS property. Now to overcome this, we are going for specificity property. Okay. So this is a simple example. Okay, so I'll explain this with a simple example with specificity algorithm. Okay, so this is a specificity algorithm. So suppose if you have, there are how many types of style I have, CSS styles I have. How many types of CSS style we have? What are different types of CSS style based on the location? Yeah. How many types of style?
3, ma'am.
3. What are those 3?
Inline, internal, and external.
Okay, inline, internal, or we call it as embedded and external.
External.
Okay. So suppose if you find any inline style, okay, you have to give the value as 1000. Okay. So in inline style, if you find inline style, you have to give the value as 1000. Okay. If you find in the document ID selector, okay, ID selector, the value should be 100. Okay, so this algorithm you have to remember. Okay, and similarly, if you find attribute selector, class selector, or pseudo class selector, okay, for each, okay, you have to give the value 10. Okay, so for each, remember, for each it should be 10. Okay, similarly, so wherever you find attribute, class, or pseudo selector, they should have the value 10. Similarly, if you find element selector or pseudo element selector, okay, so they will be having the value 1. Okay, so this algorithm, simply, with the simplest way I have explained this algorithm. Okay, so the value for inline it should be 1000, ID it should be 100, and attribute class or pseudo class it should be 10, and elements it should be 1. Okay, now look at this example. Okay, I have a simple document. Okay, so this is a simple example. Okay, now in this example, H1, okay, okay, with the color red. Okay, so what type of selector is this? How much value it will get? What type of selector is this? What type of selector? What type of selector is this?
Element.
Group to select.
Hmm? It's an element selector, right? We are just specifying the name of the tag. Okay, so this A colon, it is only for this, okay, reference. So this is A colon, B colon, C colon. Okay, this is like a line number. Instead of giving 1.2.3, I have given A colon, B colon, C colon. Okay, so this is our property H1. Okay, color is red. Okay, so this is only for understanding A, B, C. Okay, so don't consider it as a style. Okay, so our style starts from here H1, color red. Okay, so since I have specified only the tag name, so this is a element selector. So for element selector, what is a what value you give? For element selector, it is 1. Correct? For element selector, it is 1. So specificity of A is what? How much? Since we have only one element selector, okay, only one element selector, I give value it as 1. Okay. Similarly, in the next one, okay, in B, I have, okay, what and all I have? I have a ID selector. Okay, I have an ID selector and I have an element selector. Okay, this is, I have combined two selectors here. Okay, ID selector and element selector. Okay, like this also you can write. Okay, you can give the style. This is one way of giving the style where you specify multiple selectors. So I have an ID selector and I have an element selector. Okay, for ID selector it is 100. Okay, so it is 100, and for element selector it is 1. Okay, so how much is the value? 100 plus 1, it is 101. Okay, so what is the value of B? It is 101. Okay, and coming to this C, okay, so this is, what is this called as? ID is equal to content. What is this called as? What is this called as? If I write, what is this? ID is equal to content. Is it a CSS? Huh? What is this called as? Anybody? What is this called as? When I explained the tag, okay, and the different parts of tag, I had explained. tag will have open tag and a closing tag, and additionally there is something. What is that called as? In the open tag you write something. What is that called as? Optional. This is optional. Sometime you write like this. What is this called as? There is a name equal to symbol and there is a value. What is it generally called as? Anybody? Have you heard about the attribute? Attribute? Heard about attributes? Attribute
Yes, ma'am.
value pair. Can you give some example for attribute value? Any tag. Any tag. If I go for image, what is the attribute I use? Image tag. What is the attribute we use?
Source.
Source, src. Right, src is equal to, and you write the image URL, correct? Then alt, correct? Width is equal to, height is equal to, correct? These are called as attribute value pair, correct? I only should ask the question and I myself should answer. So here this is an attribute, okay? And coming to this here, what type of selector is this? What type of selector is this? What type of selector is this where you specify style is equal to property value? What type of
Pseudo element.
pseudo? What type of style? What type of so there are three types of style. There are three types of style, correct? Inline, internal, and external. Don't get confused with the selectors and type of styles. Okay, type of selectors are different. Type of three types of styles are different. Okay, so this is inline style. Okay, so this is inline style. This is how you specify inline style. So what is the value for inline style? That is 1000. Okay, so here I have used one inline style. Okay, so in C I have used one inline style. So the value of C, the specificity of C is how much? 1000. Okay, now okay, now here in this, okay, so if this is a document, okay, I have given for H1 tag color as orange. Okay, same way I have used one element selector, I have given color as maroon. Okay, similarly I have given H1 the color as red. So I have specified for the heading three colors: orange, maroon and red. Okay, now which one the browser should select? Okay, so that is a conflict. Okay, so that is resolved with the help of specificity. Okay, so this is a rule that is used by the browser to resolve the conflict. Okay, now according to this, okay, the specificity of C is 1000, the specificity of B is 101 and A is 1. Okay, and coming to this, okay, in this among three, the 1000 is the highest, correct? 1000 is the highest value. So that is why the third rule, C has greater level of specificity and therefore the color will be orange. Okay, so inline has got highest level of specificity, therefore this will be having the color as orange. Is it clear, this example? So this is specificity algorithm. Okay, like this you can give simple example, okay, in exam. Any doubt in this example? Clear, right? How the heading will get orange color? Mustak, Mustak is there?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt?
No.
Any doubt? So this is example which you have in textbook. Okay. So here for body, okay, so this I explained. Okay. So now in this example, which color will be applied? So color we have green, blue and orange for the paragraph. Okay, which one will be applied? Okay. So here, so color, okay, and font weight, okay. So color property and font weight which we specified for body, okay, they are inheritable properties. Okay, so they are potentially applicable to all the child elements contained within the body. So these two are, okay, so these two are inheritable property. So that is why it is applicable to all the content. Okay, but okay, but still, okay, we are not getting the color red for all the content. Remember, okay, we are getting this content red only for this first line. Okay, so but it is applicable for all the content, okay, since it is inheritable. Okay, however, okay, however, because view and paragraph element also have same property, okay, same property color, okay, this color property which we specified in body, it is also there in paragraph and due. They are overridden. Okay, so we have overridden the property. Okay, the color property is overridden. Okay, we override the value defined for body element because their selector, okay, due and p are more specific. Okay, so here we are specifically we have said, okay, the due should have color magenta and the paragraph should have the color green. Okay, so specifically we have said the due should have color magenta and paragraph should have the color green. Okay, so this paragraph, okay, and whatever the content, okay, here in the due, okay, in the due I have two paragraph, okay, and this one content. Okay, this text is not within P element. Okay, so you can see here, this content is not within P element, that is in slight pink, right? So that is magenta color. Okay, and whatever you have in paragraph, right? All the paragraph they are getting green color. Okay, so this see here, okay, this text is not within P element. Okay, so this is getting red color. Okay, so you can see this diagram, this color is red. Okay, and whatever you have inside paragraph, they are in green. Okay, whatever the text which is not within paragraph, okay, but within due, okay, they are getting the color light pink magenta color. Okay, next one is class selector. Okay, the class selector is, okay, so in paragraph we have given class selector, okay, and class selector they are more specific, okay, and they take the precedence over element selector. So remember, class selector takes precedence over element selector. Okay, so that is why they get the color. So this paragraph, okay, so this paragraph will get the color blue. Okay, so here if you can see, here it is in blue color. Okay, so you can see this is in blue color. Okay, and last one, finally, ID selector, they are more specific and they are more specific than class selector and thus it takes precedence over class selector. Okay, so first is lowest priority is given to element selector, next priority is given to class selector, and highest priority is given to ID selector. You have to remember this order. Okay, so number wise if you go, first highest priority is for ID selector, next priority is for class selector, and the last priority is for element selector. Okay, this priority you have to remember. Okay, and priority wise element selector is given the color as orange. Okay, so this is the last one. Thanks for posting. Okay, that will be getting the color as orange. Okay, so try to execute this. Okay, you can create a style, okay, like this, and create a document of this kind. Okay, and try to execute this. Okay, you get the output like this. Okay, clearly you can see which selector will take the precedence. Okay. So that is about specificity algorithm. Okay, so this is algorithm which is there in your textbook. Okay, first count one. Okay, count one for style attribute. So style attribute is for inline selector. Okay, we use style attribute, correct? See here, style attribute. So this is attribute. Okay, we have to look for that attribute. Okay, so if it is found, so we understand that it is an inline selector. Okay, and give the count as 1. Okay, so first priority. Okay, and give the value as 1000. Okay, inline 1000. Okay, so next one ID. Okay, ID selector. Okay, count the number of ID selector. Each should be given the value 100. Okay, and then count for attribute and pseudo selector. Okay, they will be having 10 each value. Okay, and then go for element selector and pseudo element selector and give the value as 1 for each. Okay, and then combine. Okay, combine A plus B plus C. The final value what you get, it is called as selector's specificity. Okay, so this is what you got here. Correct. 1000 plus 101 plus 1. Okay, when you add this, okay, the total value what you get, it is called as a specificity. Okay, selected specificity. Okay, so this is about specificity algorithm. So this is what it is shown here. Okay, so this is element selector with the value specificity 1. Okay, and this is 2 element selector you have here. One with the tag element due, another one is form. So there is 2 element selector here, and that is why 1 plus 1 you get the value as 2. Here you have class selector. The class selector will be given the value 10. Okay, here you have elements ID selector. Okay, the ID selector you will be getting the value 100. Okay, and here you have one element selector and one element selector and one ID selector. So that is why 100 plus 1, 101. Okay, and the last one you have one style, that is inline. Okay, inline. So that one will be getting the value 1000. Okay, so among this all, the 1000 is the highest. Okay, so this property, okay, with the color red, okay, that is gone, that will be given highest priority. Okay, so that is about specificity algorithm. Okay, moving on to the last topic. Okay, so last topic, location. Okay, when inheritance and specificity cannot be determined. Okay, the style precedence cannot be determined using inheritance and specificity. Okay, the third principle, okay, we are using, that is called as location. Okay, the principle of location is that when the rules have same specificity, then the latest one is given more weightage. Remember, when there is a 2 rule, okay, and they are having same specificity, okay, the latest one, okay, the one which come below, okay, lower, that is given more weightage. Okay, see here. Okay, so in this example, so first is, okay, so here you have 2 inline, okay, I mean 2 external style. Okay, these two are 2 external style. Okay, in the first external style we have given color as green, and the second external style we have given color as blue. Correct? So the first one you have color as green, and the second one is having color as blue. Okay, but the latest one is among which one? Which is the latest one? The one which comes below. Okay, bottom, that is considered as the latest one. Okay, so among these 2 color, green and blue, the blue is given the priority. Remember, so that is why you have the arrow here. Okay, so blue will override green color. Okay, the blue will override green color. Okay, next coming here, so this is internal style. Okay, here also in internal style we have 2 color orange and magenta. Okay, 2 color we have. Okay, among this two color, the lowest one is which one? Latest one. The bottommost one is called as latest one. Okay. So magenta will override orange color. So this in ID selector, okay, so magenta is given highest priority. So this is given highest priority. So magenta will override orange color. Okay. And here, okay, now here in this example, okay, you have ID selector and inline selector. So this is inline selector, correct? Okay. And here using internal style, we have given color, two different color. Okay. And here, okay, in inline we have given color as red. Okay. What will be the color of the paragraph? We have given in inline the color red. Okay. Internal we have given, okay, among this magenta will be given priority. External we have two colors, but blue will be taken priority. Okay. Which color will be applied here? Which color will be, can anybody guess which color will be applied? Which color will be applied? So priority wise, remember in the priority wise, inline is given more priority. Next priority is given for internal and the third priority is given for external. So this number you have to remember. Okay. So location wise, first is for inline, second is for internal and the third one is for external. Okay. So can anybody tell me what will be the color? What will be the color? Can you guess what will be the color of this sample text?
Red.
Huh? Red or magenta, orange or green or blue? Which color? Huh?
Magenta.
Magenta.
Red, ma'am.
Red color. Red.
So it is red color, right? So because see here you have three types of style. Based on location, we have three types of style. So this is inline. Okay. So this is internal and these are external, correct? But in priority wise, first priority is given for inline, second priority is for internal, third priority is for external. Okay. So now, since inline is having the color red, so then this will be giving, this sample text will be having the color as red. Okay. Suppose if this was not there, okay, assume that this color red was not there, then which color you will be getting? If this is not there, inline is not there. Okay. This color red is not there. In the document, this color red is not there. Which one you will get? Which color you will get? If this is not there,
Magenta. Magenta.
you will be getting magenta. Okay, because there are two style, external and internal. Okay, among this internal will be given priority, but in internal there are two styles again, orange and magenta. But the lowest one will take the priority over the first one. So magenta will be magenta is the color we are getting for the sample text. Okay. Suppose if this is also not there. Okay. Internal is also not there. Inline is also not there. Then which color you are getting? If internal is also not there, inline is also not there. Then which color?
Blue. Blue.
Okay. Then you are getting the latest. Okay. The latest one, blue color you are getting. Okay. Clear, right? So this is an example. Okay. Where the browser will give the properties. Okay. Style based on the location. Okay. So this ends your first module. Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. So this one thing I'll show. Okay, see here.
No.
This is one last thing I'll show. See here. Body will get which color? Body will get which color? Which color will be given to the body? Green or red? Which color will be given? Prajwal. Prajwal is there? Which color? Prajwal is na?
I am red.
Red. Okay. So you are getting red color. Okay. Because this is the latest one. Okay. Now there is one more option. Okay. It is called as important. Okay. So like this you can write important. Okay. Now you see which color you are getting. So you are telling the browser that this color is important. Okay. You can specify the important. Okay. By like this you can write and tell the browser that this is important. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So while coming to the next class, okay, go through the topic, entire module you once you go through. Okay. I will upload the notes. Okay. I will upload the notes, go through the topics. Okay. So if at all you have any doubt, okay, please ask in next class. Okay. Thank you. Any doubt? No, right? No, right? If you have any doubt, please ask in today's class. Any doubt? Thank you.
Ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.